Kelly, you do? Okay. So it might be a little bit basic, Kelly, for you, because mostly I'm just trying to make people aware of Canva in this class, because I often get questions of people struggling to make marketing materials that don't know where to go. So it's kind of more of an awareness, get your account set up and show you some basics right now. So sorry if it's a little basic if you're already using Canva. Okay. All right. So I already have 2 accounts. I don't want to set up a third, but I'm going to set one up for Carl. He is in the room. So the website that you guys are going to go to create the account is canva.com. So if you want to all go there. So just so you guys know, this has nothing to do with real estate, has nothing to do with Keller Williams. It's just a website to create marketing materials. I use it all the time. All of the stuff on our Facebook page I make in here. I make stuff for Alex on Canva for his business as well. When I lost my dog, I made a piece in here to blast on social media. Like, I use it for everything. Has nothing to do with real estate, but it's definitely a good spot to make things. So once you're on canva.com, you can click the sign up button up in the top right corner, or you can choose to sign up through Facebook or through your Google account. It really doesn't matter what you choose. Nothing's going to get posted anywhere on your behalf, because like if you choose Facebook, it's not going to start posting on your Facebook or anything. A lot of people will sign up with Google. It's just easier. You don't have to type in your email address. It already knows it. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. So I'm just going to say sign up with email for Carl. So you just have to put in your name, email address, and make a password. Carl, is this the email you want to use? Yeah. Okay. And if you want to come put in a password and not say it over the speaker. So this account, you can pay for this or it can be free. It's up to you. Like I said, I already have 2 accounts, one of which I pay for the pro account, which is what I use for Keller Williams. But my personal, I just have the free account. The free is perfectly fine. It just, I'll log into my paid account so you guys can see some of the differences. It's mostly just for resizing that I liked it. So if you have something and then you need to change the size of it, you can do it with the paid account versus recreating it from scratch in the right size. So you have to check the I'm not a robot button before they'll let you create it. Just hit create account. And so it's going to ask you why you want to account and what you're trying to do with it. So I always say small business, and it doesn't ask me to pay. So you can say small business, it's fine. Then it's going to prompt you to try the pro for free for 30 days. And then after that, they'll start charging you. You can click maybe later up in the top right corner to not get the pro ever. You can always change your mind if you feel the need. One thing with the pro, it shows you right here, you can have brand colors, which is nice. The KW red isn't one of the default colors. You can still get it, no problem. But since I have the paid account, I have now said I want this red all the time, and it's just always an option for me. But it's not a big deal. I don't remember. Carl just asked how much the paid account is. I think it's like $150 a year, maybe.
Is that much better?
Not for the amount that you're going to use it, probably. If I were you guys, I wouldn't pay for it. I use it multiple times a day. So I think it's worth it for the amount that I use it, but I would never start out with it. Definitely create the free account. Make sure you're going to use it. I'm just going to see if I can see how much it is here. So it's $10 a month, American. But like I said, just create the free account for now. Make sure you're going to use it. And I don't think any of you will find the need to upgrade. So you can invite people to your team if you want to. I haven't done that. It's just if you're creating, if multiple people are creating the same thing, if you need to tweak things. I don't think anybody on here is on a team. Okay, so is everyone with me or am I going too fast? Okay, I'm going to assume that you're with me. Okay, so now that we've chose small business, it's asking you to create your first design. So from here, you can do whatever you want. You can make an Instagram post size, a Facebook post size. So these are, the difference between these is the sizes, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference. I always will just make one post and post it on all of them. It's really not a big deal. Instagram, it would be the most important for size, but any of these square type sizes will work fine. So let's just go to an Instagram post for now. So it starts you off with a plain white square. Oh, it does have a little bit here. If you don't want those text boxes, all you have to do is click on them and then click delete on your keyboard, or there's a trash can up in the corner. Yeah, so no matter what type of file you choose, we chose an Instagram post, if you chose a flyer, it's all the same. It's basically just the sizes that are different and the default download type, but you can always choose what size you want to download when you're downloading it. I'll show you that once we've created something. So like I said, if you don't want these text boxes, all you have to do is click on them. There's a trash can up in the corner that's for delete, or you can press delete on your keyboard. It doesn't matter. If you want them there, you can move them around if you need to. Obviously, you can change the text in them, but I'm just going to delete these for now. So we have a plain white square. So as you can see, it's giving me samples over here on the left that I can choose from. I can also type up here. So I'm going to type in open house. So here's one. All I have to do is click on it. And obviously this as is not something that you guys can use, but you can, oh, never mind. I chose a bad example. Ignore me. Oh, no, I didn't. Just one sec. Okay, so I've clicked on the background picture, these two doors. So let's say you have an open house that you're want to do a post for. I'm just going to grab a picture of a house. You would use your listing photo. I just don't have any right now. Okay, so I've clicked on the background picture. I'm going to press the trash can to remove it. And now I'm going to put a picture of a house back there. So this would be the house that you're doing the open house for. Over on the left-hand side here is different functions. This cloud with the arrow is uploads. So this is where everything, all the pictures that you upload are going to be. So I've clicked there and I'm going to click upload an image. And then I'm going to find the picture that I want to use on my computer. So wherever it is that you keep your listing photos, you're just going to choose that. So now I'm just going to drag from the left, and you'll see when I get to it, it puts it in behind, the same as the picture I deleted. I've put it in now my listing photo. You can double click on it once it's there to change the size. If you wanted to feature something different, if you wanted to zoom it in, you can make it bigger, drag it around. This picture obviously isn't the best sizing for this purpose because you can't see the whole house. But hopefully your listing photo would work better. But just no. So what I could do is I can start a new this is a little bit complicated, so I'm sorry if this overwhelms you. I can start a new design. No. So I'm going to go to my uploads. So this picture is going to be in my uploads now until I delete it. So I can put this picture here. For this one, I just chose social media again. So now I'm just going to download this one as a picture. So if you want a picture, you're going to choose either a PNG or a JPEG. If you want something to print, you're going to choose a PDF. But I want a picture for this purpose, and I'm going to download this. It's always going to prompt trying to get you to try the Pro for free. You just have to close it. So I'm going to go back to my open host post that I'm making here. And I'm going to upload that picture that I just made. And we'll see if this makes a difference. So I'll just delete this one that I already put in there. And drag this new one over. Oops. So now, because I have the white borders, now when I double click, I can make it bigger. No, it's still not really working. It wasn't a great photo. Your photos are likely more square. This one's very horizontal. Just trying to see if I can find one that will work better. Let's try this one. There, that one's a little better. Okay, so now that we've got the picture in the background, we can change this font to be whatever we want. So maybe it's 123 Bedford Highway. Down here, you can put whatever you want, whether it's the price or open house Sunday 2 to 4. Of course, you can space this how you want. Don't forget to be compliant, but that's not what this course is about. Yeah, so have like the realtor logo and the MLS logo and the MLS number and all that stuff. Again, so you're going to want to upload those logos that you're going to always need to use. Your uploads will always be in your upload folder until you remove them. So once you upload a realtor logo once and an MLS logo once, they're always going to be here for you to come in and choose from. Just going to check the chat, make sure you guys, okay. So we can change the colors to this. So the design that I chose had the blue, but if I don't want it to be blue, I just click on it. And up here, there's a box where I can change the color. So like I said, like a real KW red isn't one of the default options. This is their red, which is really quite pink. So I can click on this plus sign and choose another color. I find if you type in just a B down here, it's pretty close to a KW red. You can change font colors. So when I'm highlighted on this font, right here is the text color. So now because I've already put this color red in this design, it's always going to be here for me to choose within the design. You can make things more transparent. So I've clicked on this red box here, this button here, where it's kind of like a faded checkerboard. I can choose the transparency. Obviously, too transparent isn't going to work. But if you kind of want them to see the house in the background a little more, but you still want them to read it, right? Something like that, maybe. Yeah, that's basically it. So when you're done with it, all you have to do is click the download button in the top right corner and choose the type of file that you want. That's important. If you're posting to social media in any form, you want a picture. If you upload a PDF to Facebook, it becomes a file, and they can't just see it while scrolling through. They have to like click on it and go into it. It's not what you want. So if it's for posting on social media, I suggest a PNG. A JPEG's also fine for social media. It's just less quality. But for Facebook, less quality is okay. But if you wanted it printed or something, I wouldn't choose a JPEG. If you're making flyers or something that you want to print, you're going to use PDF. If it's like something you're trying to make as an attachment, whether maybe it's like a seller's guide or something like that that you're using to email to people, a PDF again. Usually you're going to choose PDF print because obviously you want it to be good enough quality to print. If it's something that you're just emailing, the standard's fine, but the only difference would be that it would be quicker upload and less file size. So even if you chose the print, it would be fine.
So, decided the flyer.
Yeah.
Create another slide.
Yeah, so let's go in and choose to make a flyer. So we've done a Facebook post. Actually, I just want to show you a couple more things before we move on. So in the templates, I typed in open house. You can type in anything you want. So real estate, here's a template for you. Pretty good template to put a new listing out. Again, you can change the color scheme if you don't want this blue. You can make it red, you can make it green, you can make it whatever you want. Obviously change out the photo, make sure, fill in the proper information so that it's not the generic stuff. But it's great, like here's a just sold. There's a Canva through this because you have to pay if you want to use this picture. But if you're advertising it just sold, you should probably not be using Canva's picture. You should be using a listing photo. It's great for pre-made templates. That's why I called this like attractive marketing materials, because you can search almost anything in here and find something that already looks good, and you just have to swap it out for your information. There are photos in Canva that you can choose from. So I'm just going to go down this left-hand column and kind of explain to you what these are. So that was the templates section where I searched real estate. You can search anything at all. In photos, again, just search whatever you're looking for. So maybe you want like a sold to put in there. So some of these you do have to pay for. So if you see premium, so when you hover over it, it says this image can be purchased for $1. So you can purchase it if you want to. You can also just download a sold from Google and put it in your uploads. Let me see. I know when I think they must have, oh, here's some free ones. So yeah, just search for whatever you're looking for. Hopefully you don't have to pay for them all. But like I said, if you don't want to pay for whatever you're finding, just Google them, download the picture and put it into your uploads rather than using the Canva version. Under elements, you can add different elements here. Let me just log into one of my accounts so I can show you an example where I use some of those elements. If I can type. So all of your designs always are saved in here. One other difference with the Pro account, so this is the Pro account. I can make folders for my uploads. So I have all of your guys' photos uploaded into here. So it's really nice that I can make a folder of agent photos. So I don't have to scroll through all of my uploaded photos every time I'm trying to look for something. I have a photo of logos, things like that. But I would guess that I use it for a lot more than you guys will be. And once you guys sell your listing, like you can delete the listing photo so your uploads aren't full all the time. I'll just show you how to delete a photo because I didn't do that. So when you go to your uploads, you'll see when you hover over a picture, you'll see 3 dots. All you have to do is click on it and click delete. So to me, having old, sold, or expired listings that you don't need anymore would drive me crazy. So just delete them when they're in your way so you don't have 1,000 photos to be looking through whenever you're looking for something. But back to the elements section, one of the elements is frames. So for example, Chelsea's picture here is in a frame. So if I delete it, I can look at all the different frame shapes that I want. There's tons to choose from. Let's choose this one for now, for example. And then I can go to my folders, go to agent photos, and put one of you guys in the frame. Carl just asked if many agents use it. I think so, based on the social media posts that I see. I'm quite certain that they're being made in here. This is the first class we've held on it, so not everyone would be, but I'm quite certain based on what I'm seeing on Facebook that people are using it. So like I said, tons of different frames. Right? Again, click on the photo, drag it around within. Obviously not a very good frame for a picture of a person, but it's an option. Other elements, so we're in frames right now. If we go out, there's grids, charts, shapes. So a lot of times you'll see people put like a line through something and then text within that line. A lot of times they're just adding a shape and then adding a text box on top. Right? Once you have a text box, you can obviously change the size, change the color, change the font type, anything you want. Okay. Under elements, different gradients, lines. So you'll see lines a lot, just as like a design piece around a title or something. There's illustrations that Canva has and icons and all this type of stuff. Obviously, they put the more popular types at the top. But yeah, so some of these features you have to pay for and some you don't. Most you don't. Most things that you guys are going to use, you won't have to pay for. Pictures would be the biggest thing that you would come across that you have to pay for. But like I said, just Google the picture, download it, and then upload it into your uploads and use it that way. The next option down the left is text. So obviously you're going to be adding text to a lot of these pieces. So just choose, I mostly just use these three here, and it's basically just different sizes. There is pre-made text designs. I don't really use them that much, but you definitely can. So you could use that as like a property address, and then down here maybe like an MLS number or something. Again, totally customizable once you're using it. You can change the color to be whatever you want. You can change the font type, anything at all. That looks terrible, but it's an option. The next option down the left is backgrounds. So you can just put a background into something that's not a picture. So the example that we made was a picture. But if you just want some type of simple design in the background, totally fine. And then the next option is your uploads, which will be everything that you've already uploaded. So like I said, I try and delete things out of here because I can't stand having to search through everything. And one benefit to the Pro account is that you can make folders to organize your uploads, which I find helpful, but I also have 180 people's pictures in here that I need to scroll through every time. So here's just the, oh, you guys have folders too. Oh no, you have to pay for it all. It's really a pretty simple thing to use. It's just playing around and getting comfortable with it. I'm just going to go and create a new piece and show you a flyer. So now that I'm done with this design, I'm just going to click the home button in the top left corner. It's going to take me home. You'll see on the home page your designs. So the two designs that we've made are here. Again, you can just hover over the picture, click on the three dots and delete it, or you can quickly download it without going into it. You can change the title. Also, you can title them to whatever. So if you want to use this for an open house, you can create something and then come back in every time and just like change out the photos, change out the address. Like you'll notice the birthday post on our Facebook page. That's what I do. I have two designs in there, and I just swap out the photos and the names. So let's go make a flyer. So a flyer's, actually, just let me go back for one sec. So you can see underneath, when you hover over these designs, it tells you the size. So 8.5 by 11 is obviously letter size, typical standard flyer, easy to print. So that's what most people are going to use when they're making a flyer. There's options for Facebook cover photos here. It's really, really great. You can click the right arrow and it takes you through a whole bunch. And like it shows you the sizes underneath them all. So if you're making, actually, here's a good example of a postcard. So if you wanted to make a postcard, maybe like a just sold that you're going to door knock with or put in bulk mail or whatever you're going to do with it. If you wanted it professionally printed through somewhere like Vistaprint, you can upload designs to Vistaprint, but they need to be a certain size. So when you start doing it, you're going to choose in Vistaprint, you're going to choose what size it is when you're up before you upload it. So you can make sure that you're creating a postcard that is the right size with whatever printer you're going to use. So if it is Vistaprint, just make sure that they can print the 5.5 by 4.3. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head if that's the size they use. You can also, at the top of create a design here, you can click custom dimensions and make whatever size you want. So if that's not the right postcard size for Vistaprint, if you've gone into Vistaprint, see what size you need, you can change this to inches and make it, just put in whatever size it is. So if it's like, I don't know what they use, but for example, then create a design that way. Okay, I'm just going to go back to that letter size because it's a popular one. So again, it's going to give you pre-made templates over here. So here's an event flyer, marketing flyer, promotional flyer. Can scroll, oh look, real estate flyer. I just scrolled through a little and real estate flyer was there. So I'm going to click on all and see all of the templates that they have for real estate flyer. Oh, I like this one. Okay, so like I said, you don't need to be that creative. You just need to come in here and find their templates and swap it out for your own things. Okay, let's choose this one. No, I want something with more words, not this one. Oh, and this one's 2 pages. Okay, because Carl asked about a 2-pager. 1 page double-sided, which when you're designing is 2 pages. Okay, so you're invited to an open house. Cool, you might be using it for an open house, but you might also be saying just sold, whatever, you can change this. Yeah. You can use these for mailing or door knocking or whatever you want to do. But you can change the font. So this one is intended to be an open house flyer, but if it's just sold, just listed, whatever, you can easily change this. Obviously, you're going to change the font. So this says no appointment is needed, but if you just listed it, they probably do need an appointment. So pay attention, make sure it makes sense. Again, click on the pictures to replace them. So we don't want those pictures, not our listing. So this one here, they've created as a grid. So I'm just going to say delete image and delete image, delete image. So I'm going to go to my uploads and I'm going to choose which photos I'm putting in here. So this obviously will be 3 pictures of your listing. What I'm doing doesn't make sense because they're different houses, but again, once they're in here, double click on it to change the sizes, to drag it around, to do whatever you want. Okay, so likely the top picture is going to be like an outside of the house and then 2 interiors. Mine doesn't make sense, but I don't have listing photos on my computer. Just change the text to whatever you want. So this again was intended to advertise an open house. So you're going to change the date because there is no open house date if you're making a just listed flyer. If you want to create a second page, click add new page below.
Same.
It depends on the size of the picture. So Carl just asked, it doesn't automatically fit. It just depends on the size of the picture. Like this one here fit this exterior, that fit into that box perfectly. I didn't do anything to it. No, most will automatically fit. The top one where it's a very horizontal will be hard. Listing photos aren't that shape. So chances are you will have to play with something to get it to fit there. You can remove this as well and make it 2 more pictures to match the bottom. So it's 4 pictures. because a listing photo to be that shape is weird unless it was like a view. If there's like a water view or something that might fit there, but generally listing photos aren't that shape. So you would have to play with it or make it 4 square photos that fit better. Up to you. Yeah, so if you want to add a second page, there's at the bottom, there's an add new page button. You can then rearrange the pages if you want. So if you're making like a listing presentation in here, and then you decide to change around some pages, no problem. You can delete a page if you decide you didn't want it there anymore. You can copy the page. So if we wanted this page copied after we made something, you can do that. Yeah, you can add notes to it. I don't really know what that would be for because they wouldn't print out. I guess if you were making a presentation of sorts and you wanted notes, that's not self-explanatory in the design. Let's add a background to this one. It's probably going to look bad, but let's try. Yeah, that looks terrible, but maybe something more subtle. There, that looks okay. If you find it very white or very empty space and you don't really know what to fill it with, a background is a simple thing to make it less incomplete. Like even just those lines, I find make it looks much more complete than when it was just white. So just remember to use things like that. But if you're choosing the pre-made templates, it's pretty simple to just use their designs. I think most of them are very good looking to begin with. You just need to swap out your photos swap out the photos with your listing photos, swap out whatever information you're trying to relay. Pretty simple. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah. You'd pretty much have to create that. So Carl just asked if there's any templates that have like a recipe on the back or information about the agent or something like that. So like I said, this isn't a real estate program. So it's not geared for real estate agents. Obviously there's some real estate templates, but no, I don't think that there's any like that.
So,
yeah. Yeah, if you wanted to put recipes on the back, either save them as a picture or copy and paste them into a text box and upload a picture of the recipe, right? Obviously, you do want your information on things. So, where'd it go? So this flyer had nowhere for your information. Obviously, you want to make sure that's there. So in your uploads should be your photo, hopefully. Let me upload Carl's photo since I'm in Carl's account. Yeah, everything automatically saves. So let's put this one in a frame for fun. So we can move this box up, make room for Carl. And you have to remember, everything seems very small when I'm making it right now, but this is actually a full-size page. So it's not going to be as small as it seems. This is 8.5 by 11 piece. Yeah, you can make any size things in here. Like I said, there's tons of options of pre-made ones, which are much easier just to click on, but you can also make the custom size. So you'll want to add a text box with your information. Obviously, you want them to be able to reach you and know who you are. What's your phone number? Didn't bring my mouse with me. I'm struggling. Again, be compliant with all your disclaimers and all of that stuff, but that's not what the point of this class is about. You can change, so the text boxes are defaulted to center the text, but you can, of course, change that. I don't know why it's not letting me. There we go. Right? Make sure you are putting your contact info on them because it's pointless if you don't. So when you're done with this, when you download it, so the down arrow is to download. You can also print things from this system. I've never done it. I don't know how much money it'll be, probably a lot because it's an American site. So it would be in American dollars and then shipping and all of that stuff. I've never done it, but it is an option. I can't tell you how they look. Sorry. Just download. So it typically knows what you're going to want to be downloading it as. So we made an 8.5 by 11, which is obviously going to be a flyer, which typically are printed. So it's guessing you want it downloaded as a PDF and the print version. You can choose which pages to download if you don't want to download them all. So if we download this, it's going to be a 2-page document, which then when you print it, you can just choose to print double-sided and you're good to go. Make sense? Does anybody have any questions? It's just something you need to play around with. But I love the pre-made templates. So you don't really need to be creative. You just need to swap out the information. Yeah, yeah. And I like that it gives you the correct sizing already. So you don't have to mess around with sizing and all that type of stuff. Any questions? No? All right. Well, that's all. Sorry if that was boring, Kelly, since you already use it. She's doing well. Oh, Kelly, do you like Canva? She said, I do. I've just started with it. Can't unmute her. Yeah, like I said, nothing to do with real estate. Anybody in the world can use this. Just I've found it and it has made my life 100 times easier. So yeah.
I haven't started. I forgot all about it. Girlfriend, she